what I think that's what everybody hustle was back
now
back in
school.
Candy. Like go to the dollar store.
Then I started getting high on my own supply. And that's why a bitch back is big right now.
Fuck up,
yo. No, so she used to drive a 91 Chevy Celebrity. It was navy blue. And she used to let it car. She used to be going on bus trips and going to the casino, Atlantic City, with my great uncle.
Baby, they stayed in Atlantic City.
They did.
And then it used to be church bus trips. Wait a minute. The law condone gambling now? Y'all is heathens.
Nah, when I was
and the first lady was the damn sponsor of the trip.
It was a fellowship mission. That's how they made it right now as a Lord.
Till they hit on them pink machines. They weren't thinking about no fucking fellowship.
Yes, they were.
And you better get your tip. You better get your 10% back to the church.
Exactly. That's why they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
So back to what we were talking about before we started recording. We were talking about this line dance. Somehow we got on the conversation of line dances. Y'all have heard, and we were talking
because these niggas was in here making fun of me because I got a boot on my fucking foot, walking around here looking like
Ricky Smiley off Comic Boot, that thick ass boot. The shoe was 90% sole and 10% shoe.
My name Lil Darryl.
Looking like one of my legs shorter than the other, so they had to give me.
Hey, yo, she got a club foot.
I hate y'all so bad.
So, rest in peace to DJ Casper, who died a couple of months ago. The creator of the
Casper Slide.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about line dances we had when we were growing up, and essentially it was just the electric slide. Before Casper slide and the cha-cha slide.
And the booty call.
The booty call was like our parents. That was like that was the 70s. That was before us.
That's why I was partying with. I used to be at all the parties with my aunt, and I'm like,
oh, and then we had doing the butt.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Yeah. I swore my name got said in that song. I was like, he said I had a big old butt. I don't give a fuck what y'all say.
Okay, Teresa. Got a big old butt.
I was like, he said Shauna. They said Shauna. He said Donna. Listen, bitch, let me be great here.
Ow.
So,
woke up this morning.
So we was talking about line dances, and I asked these niggas if they had heard of a line dance called the bus stop. Now, they looked at me like I had an extra hair growing out of my neck. And I said,
heard of that shit.
Y'all have never heard of the bus stop? So we had to call, the OG of the podcast, Aunt Ruth. Mm-hmm. Hey, Aunt Ruth.
Hey, girl.
And she was like, the bus stop? What is that? I ain't never heard of that before. Ow. So I literally had to go to YouTube and pulled up a video, and it literally said Charlie Green's bus stop from like 1974, and it's from Chicago. Now that would explain why I knew it and I had heard of it, because I lived in Chicago for some years when we were kids.
Yeah.
My father wasn't doing no line dances; he was chasing hoes. But
his fine ass.
In any event, we gonna skip past that.
Them hoes days for me.
I mean, while you playing,
I don't dance with these bitches. These bitches dance for me.
He had a gaggle of bitches around him at all times.
Gaggle of bitches.
That's not a gaggle.
It was. Welcome to this week's episode. Wait a minute, before I do the intro, did I finish telling you about the bus stop?
No.
So yeah. Apparently, it was a thing in Chicago. I don't know how the hell I figured it out, but Kimmy's been there for what, about 30 years?
Mm-hmm.
Been not leaving there.
They changed around how they do the buffet now.
They had a buffet in there?
Yeah, both of them got buffets. You go and it's like $17,000 a pound for the fucking food, but that shit be good, yo. I used to go up there when Trey grandmother was alive. We stayed in Kimmy's. Stayed in Kimmy's, go in there and get their them good honey wings and.
I thought Kimmy's was a carry out.
And the cheese and macaroni, because it was all cheese and a little bit of macaroni.
Yo, speaking
it
of
was
honey
good as
wings,
shit, but your ass was gonna be
still open
on the toilet.
Who?
Shane's
downtown near the arena.
Nah. What was that spot? It was a spot over there by Morgan.
Sonny's.
That's what I'm talking about.
I went to Sonny's. They redid that entire.
Yeah, so Morgan.
That entire
Morgan. Shout out to my alma mater, Morgan State University. Go Bears. Just had to throw that little plug in there. I'm a proud Morgan. I love him.
Yeah, Morganite.
Go Bears. So yeah, Morgan bought Northwood Plaza like 3 or 4 years ago, and they tore down the whole shopping center. They rebuilt the brand new.
So now they got rid of. Before I left, it was just it was mostly boarded up.
Yeah, it's mostly because
so now they
you had Sonny's and then Little Caesars.
They redid the whole thing. So there's
it's a Sonny's, it's a Pizza Hut, it's a Lidl's.
Yeah, it's a Lidl up there.
It's a Granny's.
Granny's, yeah.
It's the Japanese place. I forgot the name of it.
Is it hibachi?
Yeah,
like Quick Way or something?
Yeah, it's Quick Way. That's what it is. It's a Quick Way. It's a IHOP.
Yeah.
What else? They put Barnes and Noble, some kind of bookstore.
So Barnes and Noble, that's Morgan State's bookstore. They took it off of campus and put it over there. A community bookstore, but it's for Morgan State. They have a section just for like books and stuff, but it's a community bookstore. Also, where the Heckingers used to be right there on.
This nigga said Heckingers.
Right.
Jesus.
So again. Those of y'all who are not from Baltimore don't know, Heckingers was like a local version of Home Depot. They used
Lowe's.
And Lowe's. Before I started seeing Lowe's and Home Depot, we locally, Baltimore, D.C. area, we had Heckingers. But in the old Heckingers building, which was there when I was at Morgan, even though it had been closed for a decade at that point.
True shit.
Morgan's new School of Social Work, they built a new, 3 buildings right there on that plot of land.
Yeah.
And Morgan... I've been
Morgan trying to be Hopkins.
Trying to be, nigga. The whole campus is brand new. Oh, sorry, boo. Fuck y'all. Should we get to this? Y'all want to get into this topic?
Okay,
sorry, boo. Loose boots.
No, this bitch is tight.
Okay. Okay. All right. In my research for topics for this episode, I came across a study from the Department of Health and Human Services entitled "Our Epidemic of Loneliness and Isolation: The U.S. Surgeon General's Advisory on the Healing Effects."
They still in business?
Nigga, it's a federal department. Why would they be in business?
I mean,
this is the Department of Health and Human Services. What?
The Surgeon General, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
Nigga, this is like a porno. Name. What's your name?
Fix it, Lord.
Surgeon General. The U.S. Surgeon General's advisory on the healing effects of social connection in the community. The advisory discusses loneliness, societal connectedness, and the benefits or detriments thereof. I was drawn to this because of some interesting occurrences that happened for me recently. So, Shauna and I talked about this. I didn't talk to you about this, but before we even get into this, so bit of a not parental advisory. What's the
trigger warning?
Trigger warning or disclaimer? Yeah, that. This is going to be a semi difficult topic to get through, kind of, sort of, potentially. So if you're not in the headspace to listen to a conversation about this, we love you. Come back next week, replay an old episode, or just listen and see, get out when they get a little hard. But we're going to be talking about some real stuff today. So
that's what he said.
Won't he do it? So I want to say maybe a month or two ago, and I think Shauna and I have talked about this, like I said. I was scrolling on Twitter one day after work, and I was just sitting there, minding my business, and I saw this video. And it was a video, of this guy who, how people conduct, man on the street interviews with random people, like New York and L.A. And the caption was something to the effect of, this guy, with his name, died and came back. And he's talking about his experiences, or what he experienced. And in the video, the guy was like, well, yeah, I was sick. He didn't say how he got sick, but he was like, I was sick and I was there in the hospital and my organs started shutting down and I felt everything.
Oh, shit.
And after I felt the moment when I, quote unquote, died, after I stopped breathing and everything, he said it's true that when people say your whole life's memories flash before your eyes in the span of a few seconds, that actually happened. And then he said once that happened, my vision just got not blurry, but the picture just got further and further away. It went out. If you see in old spy movies to where you watching a movie and then the image just goes out into infinity and gets smaller and smaller and smaller until it's just nothing, and then it's nothing. And he said I felt like I was out of my body, all of my senses were disconnected, but my consciousness was still and semi-aware, but I was strangely at peace. I didn't need to breathe. I wasn't worried about hearing or smelling. My senses were essentially gone, but I still had my sense of I guess self. Yeah, if that makes sense.
So basically, your soul just left your body.
Kind of, sort of. But he was just in wherever in the ether. And the guy was like, "So what did you see? What did you experience?" He was like, "There was just nothing. There was nothing there."
That's scary.
Right, and that stuck with me, I think, for a few days.
Yeah.
And I actually called Shauna and I was like, so, did I send it to you and Key in our group chat?
I can't remember.
But I know we talked
about it.
And I was, after I saw it, it fucked me up because I was like, nothing? Like, nothing at all? Like, you don't see anything?
Right.
Like, it goes, not necessarily goes against, and again, before I say that, everybody, I'm sure, has their own experiences with death, especially based on what religion you believe in. If you believe in God and white light, walking towards the white light and hearing voices and stuff. But this was his specific experience, and I can't say it would be the same for everybody because, again, I ain't never died before, and hopefully it won't happen for me for another 60 or 70 years. So, amen.
Heard you trying to live though, honey.
No, too. While you playing, I want to go out after I lived a nice, long, fruitful life. I'm not trying to go out, walk out the front door and just collapse.
Like, get old enough to talk shit and ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
Right, because you're the elder in the family.
Quincy Jones.
No, so what I was saying was after he had that conversation and he was talking about like what his experience was, he said it seemed like he was like in that space for a while and he was revived, and all of a sudden everything like just came back and he was alive again. And he said he struggled with finding that sense of peace, or what he said, I guess, nirvana of a sense, and now being brought back to life with responsibility and having to, pay to live and having to do all these things. And I didn't know that there are actually support groups for people who die and are revived in some way or another, and people have guilt or some sort of like bad feeling about the transition of dying and finding peace only to be brought back to life, and then they have to grapple with like, I had peace and now I lost it and now I don't know like what to do with myself, because
you're looking at it like, yo, why the fuck did you bring me back? I was gone. Like,
some people, if they had the DNR, but I mean, I guess other people was like, I found peace and now I don't have that peace anymore, and now trying to make peace with the fact that you don't have peace anymore is like,
yeah, you trying.
Yeah, that nigga even brought me back, and I was at a fucking Luther Vandross concert. How dare you? He had just started singing "So Amazing."
Oh God!
God damn it!
Actually, yo, I could see you upset about that.
Hi, Trey. So I thought about that for a few days. I told Shauna about it. I actually talked to Mrs. Howard about it. Hey, Mrs. Howard. Shout out to you.
Hey, girl.
Every episode. And she was like, Brandon, I don't believe this. I don't know.
Hey, yo.
That's not of God. I don't believe it. You couldn't tell. Mrs. Howard is a black woman around me and Shauna's age.
How about you being a therapist today? Now you trying to bring logic into the situation, bro.
She's Guyanese. Ghanaian.
Yeah. So
okay,
she was like,
that explains it.
No, that's not of God.
Her accent come out every now and then, and easy especially depending on what she talk about. It'd be funny as hell.
So I thought about that, and it triggered this whole like series of just thoughts I had worked through, and this happened again like a couple of months ago. So I reached a point a few weeks after that where I started, for the first time, I questioned my own mortality, and it fucked me all the way up.
I have those moments.
Yeah,
I've had them.
So I was out and I got home and was just sitting there thinking, I was like, damn, like, what does it mean for me to like get older? I'm 36, I'm single, I'm childless, parents are gone, my grandparents are gone, my siblings, we all have varying relationships, but we're not particularly close. So it's like, what would life look like for me at 40, at 50, at 60, at 70, at 80? And it's like, damn, would I end up being the uncle that's the burden to my nieces and nephews as I get older? I mean, granted, me and them niggas is all the same age, so we'll just be burdening the fuck out of each other.
tripping each other with a goddamn and they walking and shit.
I mean, again, then that's the thing about having siblings, not siblings, nieces and nephews my age. I can just get on their nerves. We just be leaning on each other, fighting and shit over diapers and prune juice and.
Hey yo, I don't ever want to get to that place.
Put my motherfucking glass back. Put it back. Yeah.
That's my one good glass, you bald head nigga.
You son of a bitch. you bad back having bastard. I went to go put my teeth in my goddamn glass, and you got my goddamn glass.
Sipping goddamn apple juice out my glass.
Make me sick.
That's why that shit fizzy, because it got ditcher residue in it, you bitch.
Got fucking Paladin all around my motherfucking glass.
Paladin and Martinelli's.
Goddamn.
Paladeli's.
Oh my
God
bullshit,
damn it.
bro.
Stop. So, yeah, so that in the midst of having those thoughts, I thought about, well, damn, like, and I'm sure y'all have experienced this to an extent. The pandemic and us being forced into our own homes, into our own spaces, triggered kind of feelings of like separation and like social isolation and even loneliness at times. So this is from the Surgeon General, and after I went and had those thoughts, I ended up doing some research about just like loneliness and what it means. And apparently, did y'all know that there's a pandemic of loneliness happening, not just for like millennials, but for just like the entire country, apparently. Yeah. So this is the forward from the Surgeon General for this advisory, and it reads, when I first took office as Surgeon General in 2014, and by the way, if you don't know, in the United States, our Surgeon General is Dr. Vivek H. Murthy, and he started as Surgeon General under President Obama in 2014. There was some weirdo that popped in number 20, and then when Biden came back into office, they reassigned him back to Dr. Murthy back to the Surgeon General. So he's the 19th and 21st Surgeon General of the United States. Okay. And the letter reads, when I first took office as Surgeon General in 2014, I didn't view loneliness as a public health concern, but that was before I embarked on a cross-country listening tour where I had heard stories from my fellow Americans that surprised me. People began to tell me they felt isolated, invisible, and insignificant. Even when they couldn't put their finger on the word lonely, time and time again, people of all ages and socioeconomic backgrounds from every corner of the country would tell me, I have to shoulder all of life's burdens by myself, or if I disappeared tomorrow, no one would even notice. It was a light bulb moment for me. That social disconnection was far more common than I had realized. In scientific literature, I found confirmation of what I was hearing. In recent years, about 1 in 2 adults in America reported experiencing loneliness, and that was before the COVID-19 pandemic cut off so many of us from friends, loved ones, and support systems, exacerbating loneliness and isolation. Loneliness is far more than just a bad feeling. It harms both individual and societal health. It is associated with a greater risk of cardiovascular health or disease, dementia, stroke, depression, anxiety, and premature death. The mortality impact of being socially disconnected is similar to that caused by smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day.
That sounds familiar.
Well, and even greater than that associated with obesity and physical inactivity. And the harmful consequences of a society that lacks social connection can be felt in our schools, workplaces, and civic organizations where performance, productivity, and engagement are diminished. So, can y'all relate to this? Have you recently experienced feelings of loneliness and or of isolation?
Yep.
Loneliness, yes. Not necessarily isolation, but loneliness.
Explain.
Yeah. So, people often, I think, associate loneliness and desperation.
What do you mean?
So, like, they figure when you're lonely that you're willing to accept anything just so you won't be lonely. And while there are some people like that, I'm not one of those freaking people, which is why I'm so by my fucking self. So like, it's just I've been experiencing like wanting some type of companionship outside of my friends and my son and my damn dog. You know,
your damn dog.
My damn dog. Or AKA my daughter. It's Trey X for a sister, and that's what he got. But anyway, so I have been experiencing, like, you know, wanting somebody to spend time with and to do things with outside of my friends, my family, and stuff like that. But also on the other end of that is like, do I really want to be bothered? Like, because then after a while, I'm like, why are you breathing like that? You get on my nerves, you know. So I'm like on a fence somewhere between, all right, let me give it a shot. Maybe allow somebody into my space, get to know somebody.
But is that loneliness, or is that just being single?
No, I
think it's
to me, it's loneliness. It's like I think it can be looked at either way. Like, yeah, I'm single, but yeah, I do like miss companionship.
You miss companionship.
Yeah,
I said it's a fine line.
Companionship.
It's a fine line.
Yeah, it's a fine line. I mean, what it sounds like is like it's a fine line between like being lonely and then just being single. Because I mean, being single, yo, you can still go out and like you going out and you still like
you can
you
hang
still
out,
like
you can spend time with people and stuff like that.
But when you come
at the
back
end of
home,
the day, I'm coming home to my body pillow.
Yeah, when you come home, it's like, yo, it's nobody. Like, I mean, yeah, she just said it like, yo, she may not necessarily be like looking necessarily for a relationship like outright, but she still misses the companionship.
Right.
I mean, because she was one of the ones that was always in a relationship.
I never looked at it like that, but that, I mean,
Or you always at least had somebody.
yeah.
Like,
I always had somebody like, oh, I'm lonely.
It was
what
like-
you doing?
And I'm not lonely now. I thought I did that on the podcast.
But yeah,
Oops.
but I mean, but essentially that's what it was. It's like, yo, Shauna was always.
And then
like,
I was in a long-term relationship for all of years, and then
when
that
she is with
relationship,
somebody,
I was in another
it's that
relationship.
shit.
Yeah.
So it's like you never really had like a break until you had a break, and then it's like, yo, and that shit.
This break been breaking.
Nah, but like I mean, I was the same. Like honestly, I was the same way. Like yo, when we moved, like you know, like shit. Since I, you know, all my life, been around y'all niggas, like been around y'all. And then it's like once I then when I left, you know, when we was in California, it was just me and Keita, like day in day out. And then we had to deal with, you know, our inner issues, which was like we had it out and then put everything on the table, because I believe that because we were always going out with like our friends and everything, we were focused on everybody else.
You were distracted from
not really focusing on everybody, you know, everything else that was like what's going on between us.
I didn't think about that in your case, because I was not assumed, but my thought process when I was putting like the script together and going through the research, I was like, well, yeah, you have your wife, so you're not really isolated or you're not like disconnected. But even for you, because y'all did choose to leave family and friends that y'all had basically known your whole lives and moved to California and then moved to Atlanta, it was kind of like it went from you being around your people to now just having your wife, and then you're just out there experiencing the world. And I guess having to reconcile that whole feeling or that whole thought of like what disconnectedness from your social network is.
Yeah, because it's like even
and,
when
you know
when
within being married.
like the pandemic was tough for me because I was used to being able to get up and go, you know, and then it was just pandemic. It's just me and Trey in the damn house.
Sit your ass down.
Like I know you sick of looking at me, and I'm sick of looking at you, and you probably were like, I'm sick of. God damn it! I need to see somebody other than my mother. This is bullshit.
Shit, I got them nerves.
So like, it became a lot, because it's one thing when you want to stay in house and you don't want to be bothered, but when you're forced to do it, you don't have that choice to go out and just be. I think it really affected kids a lot too, because
of course.
they were used to being around
Kids, being in school and having activities
and stuff, and now
it just stopped.
I had to stare at my mother all fucking day with a bonnet on her fucking head.
Well, again, in certain areas where we lived in an area where shutdowns actually happened and stuff was not open, but in different parts of the country where a lot of local governments were like, "Fuck these shutdowns."
I was wide open, bitch.
Yeah, well, you in Georgia, so
actually, but we No, for the first 3 months, yo, we were shut down. Like I couldn't I mean, of course, my job was considered essential. Because I mean, shit, we was feeding y'all motherfuckers. Right. Anyway, but I think it was kind of hard on Keita because before that, she had decided to quit the restaurant she was working at, and for me it was like, all right, bet, you know what I mean, like I was working 2 jobs at the time, and I'm working at 2 different restaurants at the time, so we was managing. But then it's like once the quarantine shutdown happened, it was like, yo, now we both in the house again, like we both in the house, but then I'm out. Like I'm out, like I'm leaving every day to go to work, and then she home, and then it's like, yo, I'm going out interacting, and I think that, you know, it was kind of hard, but then at the same time, she don't really like people, so
I think it probably was easier for like introvert type people.
Yeah, she's introverted.
I had made the comment on Facebook one day, and everybody was laughing at me when I was like, the pandemic made people realize that they really didn't like their spouses or their children, or sometimes themselves.
We didn't, bro.
You realize you really, like, I really don't fucking like you. Like, spending all this time with you stuck in the fucking house. I gotta look at your fucking ass all day. Like everything about you irritates me. Like your feet stink. Like
you stink.
You snore. Like
essentially,
you're a little
closer.
cockeyed. Like these fucking kids is a little stupid. Like you realize.
I mean, no bullshit. It did bring us closer though. Like it did bring us closer.
That's
because
the good thing about it. Because some people's marriages didn't last.
Yeah, that's when she started.
Very true. They realized they couldn't stand each other.
She started getting you know, she started getting more creative and like whatever she watched on like whatever she seen on YouTube. I'm like, yo, you can do that. And I was going like I found myself going to Michael's, and then when we was getting them good checks, like that $800 a week, and it's like, yo, all right. And then it was like $800 a week. Then on top of, I was still getting paid. Like I was still getting paid from both jobs. So I'm like, so we had the money to I had the money to invest in whatever it is she wanted to say. I need this. All right, bet, let's go. We in Michael's every day.
That's a good man, Savannah.
Oh, shut your ass up.
He's just in a bad situation right now.
But it's like whatever. Like we started experimenting with a bunch of stuff. But but the first time like getting that, like I did experience like that loneliness because it's like, yeah, I got her. Like, yeah, we got each other, but then at the same time, we don't have like she ain't got her best friends. I don't got my best friends, and then we gotta sit here.
Balance.
Yeah, then we sitting here. Gotta make new friends and shit. Like you know, and I already don't necessarily like deal with motherfuckers I work with. Like none of that. You know what I'm saying?
So okay. Before we get into the finishing this conversation, let's take our first commercial break, and we will be right back. All right, we back. So what I was going to say what I was about to say pre-break was you touched on something that was really interesting, and I don't know if you noticed this. Like, so I've thought about like what life would be like if I chose to just up and like relocate, like move across the country, move to somewhere else. And I don't think I can handle that because again, with me already being not necessarily like an extreme introvert, your foot hurting. Boots.
Huh? They said I got elevated, so I'm trying to.
Go ahead and go. If you want to make a little bit of noise, I can stop talking for 2 seconds.
No, I got it up now.
Okay, Boots. Let's continue.
Fuck they Sorry, daughter. He sees Boots. Fuck the both of you. The both of you.
No, but like that was my thought process. Like, so I see at work we have like job postings basically all over the world,
right?
And a lot of job postings will come out for places in like on the Florida Gulf Coast, or like in like the Carolinas, or like New Mexico, or over in Europe.
Don't do New Mexico.
Clearly, I didn't.
And no Florida.
If I'm still sitting here, I didn't do it.
No, I'm just saying, yo, it ain't shit in New Mexico but desert.
Well, it's just brown. I mean, that's what he said.
And sandstorms.
That's what he said. No.
My booty hole brown.
No bullshit though. No bullshit.
What?
Me and Twin used to say, yo, Brandon gonna move to Philly. This nigga
I always thought he would be the first one to move away.
Yeah, I kind of did. I mean,
nah, nigga, we talking about
like we thought you was gonna move across the country.
Like, yo, you was gonna graduate. Like we figured you was gonna graduate.
Yeah, we thought you were gonna graduate and get a job somewhere else.
I mean, I'm sorry, either Philly or New York.
I thought about moving to Philly and New York. New York is fucking expensive, and
I thought about moving to Philly because my mom is there.
The Philly also isn't really so. Okay.
That's not really
anyway,
back up. No, so I thought about like taking a job in like Texas or in like Colorado, or moving to California or Arizona, and it's like
Colorado might be nice.
Me being an introvert, Colorado with an A, not an O. Me already being an introvert, I find it for me at times it's hard to connect with people I don't already know, because it's not a wall, but it's kind of like I don't know you. Why are you talking to me?
Like the people
it's gonna take months to years for you to actually like get comfortable with
enough
somebody
to venture out. Absolutely.
Did y'all have a hard time with that when y'all moved?
I mean, you know me, not really. But
nigga, you be talking to people.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, I talk to the people that I work with, but I never hung out. Like, I never hung out with anybody.
Right.
Like, the one person that we did was probably my man Dorian, but that was more so Keita homeboy. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, and the guy Steven, my old boss, that was it. But other than that, like, I ain't fucking with nobody.
Right. And I think it was that whole thing of like, of course you meet people with the job you're working, but my question or my thought process was, if I take a job in fucking Wyoming or something, what quality of life would I have if all I can do is literally go home, go to work, go to the gym, and then go to the fucking airport to leave?
Yeah.
Like, even if the job is paying well and you move to an area with like a cheaper cost of living, again, I'm single, I'm childless. What the fuck would I do living in Pensacola, Florida? My family,
Not Pensacola,
that lives, my family in Florida, they live in and around Miami and Fort Lauderdale. That's like 7 hours away.
Like, that's a drive.
I know people that live in like Atlanta, but again, Pensacola is just fucking Pensacola or fucking Tallahassee. And like, what would I do in fucking New Orleans or Mobile or fucking Dallas, Texas? I don't know nobody. Nigga, I do enough of that here. I don't need to move somewhere to eat.
I'm saying, bro, you said New Orleans and Texas.
Well, New Orleans,
New Orleans, baby.
Not unfortunately, but a lot of those states, and unfortunately, I've had to make the determination for myself that with a lot of those states in their regressive politics and all of the stuff that's happening with women losing their rights to choose for their own bodies and rolling back voting rights and rolling back, protections for people's like health and all these things, I couldn't in good conscience move to Texas or Louisiana or Kentucky or Tennessee because it doesn't align with me politically. But I'm in a place where also we live in Maryland, which although we are in the South, we're still pretty much a blue state that votes pretty much with some sense. So we in a good spot for the most part. Taxes are high as fuck.
True shit,
baby.
But also, I also had to realize we don't get hurricanes here. We don't get tornadoes here. We don't have earthquakes too often, outside of when we had like 12 years ago. But I mean, we're pretty much in like a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's crazy that you say that because Keita was like she would like California. I hated California, like I hated it. You know what I'm saying? But because I missed I couldn't see myself living there because I missed the seasons. Like Georgia got cold. For me, like Georgia got cold. Like, we had that little, it was like fall forever. And then, then it's like summer for summer for like 8 months. And then it's fall for like, even during the winter, it's fall. I mean, I like it here and I like Georgia because Georgia was like the closest thing to here or climate wise, what I'm used to.
They have tornadoes and shit in Atlanta. I mean, I love Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into that. All right, so let's continue. So the advisory is made up of multiple parts that we'll go through. Are y'all ready to get into these prompts and questions?
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
All right, Boots. What you looking at, Boots?
Cham.
She trying to put she probably trying to find somebody to put this boot on. Like, listen,
I got extra. I can stick my foot down for extra traction.
Let me put this boot on your shoulder.
Social connectedness is defined as a continuum of the size and diversity of one's social network and roles, the function these relationships serve, and their positive or negative qualities. Per the advisory, there are three vital components of social connectedness: structure, function, and quality. And the vital components are the extent to which an individual is socially connected depends on multiple factors, including structure, which is the number and variety of relationships and frequency of interactions; function, which is the degree to which relationships serve various needs; and quality, the positive and negative aspects of relationships and interactions. Some examples of structure are your household size, your friend circle size, and your marital or partnership status. Some examples of function are emotional support, mentorship, support you could have in a crisis. And examples of quality are your relationship satisfaction, your relationship strain, and social inclusion or exclusion. So, move forward a little bit. So, the advisory also contains a chart which shows national trends for social connection. And this reads, from 2003 to 2020, time spent alone increased while time spent on in-person social engagement decreased. So, according to this chart, if y'all can believe this, social isolation in Americans had an increase of 24 hours per month from 2003 to 2020. In 2003, it says that humans have 285 minutes of social isolation. In 2020, that number jumped to 333.
Yeah.
You believe that?
Yep.
Okay. So household family social engagement had a decrease of 5 hours per month. In 2003, the average number of household family social engagement in minutes was 262. In 2020, that was 252 minutes. So people are in the house, but they're interacting less. Companionship noted a decrease of 14 hours per month. And that refers to the shared leisure for the sake of enjoyment and intrinsic satisfaction. In 2003, the number was 202 minutes. In 2020, that number had dropped to 174 minutes per year.
They wasn't fucking.
I mean, they wouldn't even seeing each other. So.
No, I'm saying, no, I mean, it's the other way around. They spent more time fucking than actually like interacting with each other.
I mean, that could be a form of companionship.
I mean, yeah, but
Bumping uglies.
I mean, yeah, but it's like once that shit
Stirring the mac and cheese. Non-household family social engagement decreased from 35 minutes
Stop, yo.
to 35 minutes in 2003 to 22 minutes in 2020. Social engagement with friends, surprisingly, also decreased an average of 20 hours per month from 60 annual daily average in minutes, or 60 minutes in 2003 to 20 minutes in 2020. Now, mind you, all this, they're counting this pre-pandemic. So I'm sure the numbers probably all took a nosedive once the pandemic hit and lockdowns were in place. Finally, social engagement with others decreased from 54 average minutes in 2003 to 34 average minutes in 2020. So what are your thoughts on this chart? Can you believe that over time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
because I honestly think that engagement is different now. Like I think we talked about this earlier about Aaron made the comment about how
we had
things
more
were
fun.
different when we had less technology. So then we got so much technology, people are interacting, but they like interacting
at a distance.
Yeah, at a distance. They do social media through Facebook and IG and
distance.
Twitter and
we could be
like
right
that.
beside each other. We could be right beside each other, sitting on the couch watching TV,
texting each other,
talking.
I mean, people did that before.
No.
Not to this extent.
We're in, but like, yo, I'm in my phone, you in your phone, she in her phone, type shit. Like, yo, but we're not talking to each other. Like, we're not talking to each other while we watching the same thing. We sitting here talking to somebody else, or we in, like, you know, we talking to somebody else via text.
So, and this next point is called groups at highest risk for social disconnection and impacts of technology on social connection. So it says, anyone at any age or background can experience loneliness and isolation, but some groups are at higher risk than others. Not all individuals or groups experience factors that facilitate or become barriers to social connection equally. Some people or groups are exposed to greater barriers. It's critical to examine and highlight the disproportionate risk they face and to target interventions to address their needs. Additional at-risk groups may include individuals from ethnic and racial minority groups, LGBTQ individuals, rural residents, victims of domestic violence, and those who experience discrimination or marginalization. Further research is needed to fully understand the disproportionate impacts of social disconnection. And as far as the impacts of technology on social connection, there is more and more evidence pointing to the importance of our environments for health, and the same is true for digital environments and our social health. A variety of technologies have quickly and dramatically changed how we live, work, communicate, and socialize. These technologies include social media, smartphones, virtual reality, remote work, artificial intelligence, and assistive technologies, to name just a few. These technologies are pervasive in our lives. Nearly all teens and adults under 65, and this is a range of 96 to 99%, and 75% of adults 65 and older say that they use the internet. Americans spend an average of 6 hours per day on digital media. 1 in 3 adults in the U.S. over the age of 18 report that they are online almost not consistently, but constantly. And the percentage of teens aged 13 to 17 who say that they are online almost constantly has doubled since 2015, which of course is believable. When looking at social media specifically, the percentage of U.S. adults 18 and over who reported using social media increased from 5% in 2005 to roughly 80% in 2019. Among teens 13 to 17, 95% report using social media as of 2022, with more than half reporting it among all groups. Americans with disabilities, adults with lower incomes, and Americans from rural areas continue to experience a persistent, albeit shrinking, digital divide. They are relatively less likely to own a computer, smartphone, or tablet, or have broadband internet access. So next question, which we've kind of already discussed. In the midst of everything we were talking about with social media and the prevalence of it, I guess, becoming more widespread as time goes on, with AI, with assistive technology, social media, do you feel socially disconnected at times? Or can you point to a time recently that you felt socially disconnected in spite of having all of these ways to interact and connect with people?
I don't think that I've ever experienced a social disconnection because I talk and I interact. Like, I talk and I interact with people, and I make sure wherever I work, like the jobs that I take is like me talking and interacting with people. Like I have no problem with that. And besides, I talk to y'all like every other day or so. Yeah. So it's like, for me, it was like the social disconnection was never, like, for me, it was never there.
Okay.
However, I can see where it is, because, like, although I think the Oculus is cool,
Facebook Oculus.
Yeah, I think that shit. I think that shit's awesome. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, being able to do things, but also I feel like that's gonna be a detriment, because now they're trying to make everything virtual. So it's like, yo, you're not gonna go. You know, you're not gonna go out. Like, I think once we started online shopping, yo, that kind of fucked everything up.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think I brought it up to my coworkers yesterday. I was like, yo, it's Friday. I mean, we didn't get paid this Friday, but I was like, yo, I remember back when, yo, we used to get paid on Friday. We'd go to the mall, go buy an outfit, and then it's like, yo, what we doing tonight? And then, you know, you'll see the girls out. Like, you might see the girls out there, or, you know, for my brethren, you see the men out there, and it's like, hey, where you going? Like, yo, where y'all going tonight? Like, where y'all going tonight? And it's like, you know, you interacting, you meeting these people,
right?
And then it's like, yo, you buying your best outfit, trying to dress to the nines, and then you go into those places hoping that you gonna see them that night.
So what about you, Shauna? Do you feel socially disconnected, or have you felt socially disconnected at all?
To a certain extent, because, like, sometimes I get on social media and they be talking about stuff, and I'm like, well, what the fuck are they talking about? What, like, when did this happen?
I ain't gonna lie, I do fell out the loop with some shit. Especially
a lot of this new stuff, like abbreviations and stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? What that mean? And he was like, Mom, I don't know. Like, shit, I ain't know social media.
So is that a thing amongst, you think, is this amongst, like, things in our age group on social media, or is it just with younger people on social media, or just in general?
I think to an extent, certain things are amongst our age group, like, because
we heads shouldn't be like,
I guess we the old heads now, according to the younger kids. So they're like
we uncle
this,
status.
like, let me use something for example.
Nigga, you dressed like uncle last time. So.
That shit was funny.
True shit.
He really was dressed like the uncle on the grill at the cookout, yo.
Type shit.
Damn sure was.
Type
with
shit.
The linen pants and the dress shoes on, yeah.
With the Placey Adams.
Hey, yo.
But it's like we grew up in an era of the Little Kims and the Trinas and the Foxy Browns and stuff like that, and the generation before us thought that was raunchy and that was this and that was that, right?
They literally had Millie Jackson talking about sucking dick at Showtime with Apollo.
I'm saying, yes.
I want to feel the dick.
Yes.
Let me see the dick.
I'm like, y'all really acting brand new, like y'all didn't have, like y'all ain't had fucking Millie Jackson. Really was nasty.
I want to feel it. Let me feel it.
You know what I'm saying? They just was a lot more supple.
Supple?
Not supple.
Subtle, nigga.
No, shut up. I can't even blame it on the damn tequila today. But I would say they was a lot more subtle. So now you fast forward and we got the Cardis and the Megans and the City Girls and that fucking Sukiana and Sexy Red and all of that. And we sitting here like,
we like, all right. I mean,
going
it's the same thing.
No. Exactly, but now we the ones sitting there like, Like, is this bitch on her hands and knees on the car?
She was at the VMAs last month on her hands and knees.
Like,
But I mean, again,
to us, that's tacky now, but then we was defending the fuck out of
Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown.
and Foxy, and Kim outright talk about swallowing Sprite cans and shit and all that.
I used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips to the shit.
Handle it like a real bitch. We like that motherfucking finger that's been rocking.
So
now we to pussy pinks and booty holes is brown. Like,
it's like wait. Time out. Why we got to talk?
the same thing?
No. Why we got to talk about colors? So we're like, chill.
Moving on from this conversation, because good lord. So I'm gonna answer the question: do I feel socially disconnected at times?
okay.
It's different from me, because for you have Trey, your brother's here. Chase is around here somewhere. Oh, she under my feet right now, actually. Hey, Chase. You have your wife, but for me, I live alone. Yeah. So it's at times I do use social media to try to stay connected to people, because without it, I'd literally just be in the house by myself and just be looking at the walls like
I sure did a good job on this paint. This is nice.
This is nice. So this plants is getting huge. It's not watering day yet, but let me look at the plants and then
check on Brutus. Brutus look like he need a little water.
And then you will see me in the house sitting on the couch rocking back and forth, like, because I ain't had human interaction in 6 months. Yo, I done gone lazy, sitting there looking stupid, facial hair all grown thin.
I been thinking about that shit.
What?
No, okay. So, back then after we hung out or whatever, after we hung out, then it's like I would get home, and then it's like, I have, that's when you just by yourself, like, you by yourself, and then you in your thoughts.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people can't handle that, and that's the bad, like, that's the bad part. Like when we was talking about earlier, and I said, it's like, I've had those signs where question my mortality, and it's like, it's like,
what if something happened to me right now?
Not even just the right now part. Like, it's like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Like, should I be worried about, do I gotta what is the next, like, what's my next move? Like, like, what do I want to do?
I said that earlier, yeah.
Like, what do I want to do? Like, I know what I'm doing right now. I'm enjoying what I'm doing right now, but like, what's the long term? Like, what's the long term? Then it's like, you start thinking about that. And I believe that in the quarantine, like you said, those people that live on, like, the shit I was checking on, it's like, hey, you good? Like,
we stayed on the phone when,
especially
once we started working from home.
Like, how's your, like, that's why I'm like,
Shauna still calls me to this day, and I'm Shauna in the office. Shit, I forgot it's Thursday. But what you doing?
Yeah, because that's so used to us being home full time.
That's why I was envious of y'all, because y'all had the nice jobs where y'all was able to work from home and shit. For me, I'm in the trenches of this bitch. Like, just standing there. But the days were sort of like that. Like, we in there, like, we spent more time. Like, we spent more downtime than any other time. You know what I'm saying? Well, we spent more, like, it's like we had more downtime than actual, like, working, because wasn't nobody really coming through. The only people that was coming through was like DoorDash or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Grubhub and shit.
Baby, and Amazon. Woo, I ordered a lot of shit from Amazon.
Amazon probably.
I ordered shit from Amazon I ain't even fucking used yet. I went to move.
Sean, what is this silver peacock sitting on your kitchen table?
I don't know. It was pretty. I thought it was supposed to bring good luck to the house.
That's some QVC shit, bro.
Amazon is our generation's QVC and HSN. But before we get into that, we're going to take another commercial break. All right, we're going to be right back. And we back after that lovely commercial break. Hopefully the ads actually popped up this time, because sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening with that. So, moving on from that, let's go on to the next section. Hold on, please. So we've discussed technology and social media and what it means to, I guess, and how social connection can be influenced by that. But one other thing I want to discuss is social connection and its impact on health. So while the effects of social connection on health are But while the effects of social connection on health are clear, research also helps explain how our level of social connection ultimately results in better or worse health. A key part of the explanation involves understanding how social connection influences behavioral, biological, and psychological processes, which in turn influence health outcomes. A large body of evidence has identified several plausible pathways. And this chart here in the advisory is called How Does Social Connection Influence Health? Social connection influences health through three principal pathways, which are, y'all ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Biology, psychology, and behavior. The biological process consists of stress hormones, inflammation, and gene expression. The psychological process includes or incorporates finding meaning or purpose, being influenced by stress, your safety, your resilience, and your hopefulness. And your behaviors, surprisingly, behavior processes can include your amount of physical activity, your nutrition, your sleep, and smoking or any sort of treatment options that you have. In health outcomes, it says, outcomes such as heart disease, stroke, and diabetes can lead to an individual's morbidity and premature mortality. The role of social connection on biology emerges early in life and continues across the life course, contributing to risk and protection from disease. Several reviews document that social connection can influence health through specific biological pathways, including cardiovascular and neuroendocrine dysregulation, immunity, and gut microbiome interactions. Because regulation of these systems is critical for good health, the documented influence between social connection and these biological pathways likely explains the impact on the risk of the development of disease. Biological systems often do not operate independently. This means that increases in blood pressure, circulating stress hormones, and inflammation may occur simultaneously, potentially compounding risk across several biological systems. One biological pathway of great interest is inflammation. Given that it has been implicated as a factor in many chronic illnesses, evidence shows that being objectively isolated or even the perception of isolation can increase inflammation to the same degree as physical inactivity. Similarly, lower social support is associated with higher inflammation. Chronic inflammation throughout the body has been linked to various chronic illnesses across the lifespan, such as cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, depression, and Alzheimer's disease, as well as a variety of mental and cognitive and physical health outcomes that increase the risk of premature mortality. Thus, inflammation may be a common pathway that explains the many diverse health outcomes associated with isolation and loneliness.
So you're saying somebody feeling isolated on, they're going to have swollen ankles?
Well, that's a pretty rudimentary way of thinking about it. But
I'm just saying, it's
in ways, yeah.
Is that why my fucking ankle swollen? Is what you saying?
I just think because you're clumsy.
I mean, yeah.
Why the one in the boot is swollen? Buttes. What are your thoughts on health, like loneliness and social isolation? What are your thoughts on how the can impact a person's health?
I think it's possible because, like, you ever heard of somebody? They say people die from like broken hearts and stuff like that.
Of course.
Yeah. I think that's humanly possible because sometimes, I mean, I think loneliness can lead to stress because you're stressing about, what's going to happen or who's going to be there for me or who's going to do this for me, who's going to do that for me. And then, you done stress yourself out and then now you stressed out, so it's stressing out your heart. And next thing you know, your ass and had fucking aneurysm and fell out some fucking way. So, yeah, I think that's logical.
Yeah.
And also, when we talked about it during the quarantine, like suicide went up.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that mental started fucking with them, and like you just said, who gonna do this for me? Who gonna do that for me?
Yeah.
Especially when you got a person that's been outside like their whole lives, and then when this motherfucker was like, all right, y'all, we need y'all to sit down for like 3 months, and you can't go nowhere unless you going to the supermarket or the hospital
or the bank or the post office. That's all the fuck was open.
Right. Like, and then it's like, I got
post office mean that shit. Rain, hail, snow, sleet,
health pandemic,
pandemics,
Yo.
Zombie apocalypse.
I gotta go.
They'll be out here like
you got mail.
Right, hell yeah, yo. Like, I still need my check, bitch.
Y'all can get these
I don't
circulars.
give a fuck if you about to get bit, bitch. Drop my shit in my mailbox.
But I'ma still read them fucking circulars from the newspaper.
True
so I
shit.
can decide what.
That's gonna pile up on my fucking table for 6 months.
But I do believe like their loneliness does, like, yo, the loneliness, you know, that idea, like, because people can't handle their thoughts. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when you, like, I believe that's how you build strength in yourself. Because if you can deal with yourself and your own thoughts, like, when nobody else is around, there's nobody for you to, like, I don't want to say piggyback, but for you to, like, you know, distract yourself with. And and I think that's what happened. A lot of people, they couldn't handle their thought. They couldn't handle their own thoughts, and they unfortunately, like, you know, unalived themselves.
Sad.
Basically, what you were saying, like, I didn't realize. To me, like, it took for the pandemic for me to sit down and be like, damn, like, how much stuff am I not dealing with? Like, what?
Right.
I'm so
Exactly.
used to going and doing and being somewhere and being out and socializing and going to the gym and doing all this stuff that I've rarely, and this was even me pre-pandemic, I never sat down or rarely sat down for pretty much anything. So when I was forced to, it was like, God damn, like
what are we doing? Like, if you so used to doing something,
right,
always doing something,
right,
and then it's like, then when you got to sit down, it's like shit, like, you know, you start taking walks and shit because it's like
that's all you can do.
I can't just sit in the house. I got,
of course,
I got to walk around or something, like, or, you know, you start, like, I mean, a lot of people started actually, like, working out from home and going to, like, trying to get gym memberships once they open, because it's like, I need to do something. I need interaction.
To move. Yeah.
And it's like, yo, a lot of people started walking around the neighborhood, and then
that's me.
I believe that the quarantine took it back to the early 90s. You know what I mean? Even when they started the mask mandates, and, like, you know, neighborhoods were coming together, getting to know each other, and having, like, little block parties, you know, having, like, little parties or, like, cookouts. And when they were saying that, you know, you couldn't be in the house because, you know, you couldn't have company like that. So as long as you were out in open air, yo, you were straight.
Right.
They shut down the playgrounds, like, they shut down the basketball courts because they didn't want nobody, you know, playing, like, you know, coming, you know, touching each other or, you know, being all over each other and everything. So it's like you had no other option but to, like, go out and see what's going on in your neighborhood or explore, especially if you just moved there. Yeah. It's like for you, like, you, like, where you live, small little community, and then it's like, oh shit, we got a little community center. Oh shit.
I started walking, like, going out for long walks. I would put my headphones in. I think I need to honestly get back to doing that consistently, because I would go out 5-6 mile walks and just walk around the neighborhood. And if you places you would never think to explore, I would literally just, like, walk along the sidewalk, follow. If I would, my rule was to never cut the curb. If a curb kept going, I would follow the curb. I would never, like, cross the street unless I had to.
Yeah, that was me and Keita.
Literally, I could literally be half a mile from my house, like, distance wise. But between me walking around corners and turning in the little courts and alcoves and stuff, I've walked 6 miles in, like, an hour and a half and been like, damn, I've listened to a podcast. I'm out here out of breath, got on my back, my bucket hat. So we back, and I don't remember what the hell we was talking about. Do you, Aaron?
Oh yeah, we was talking about the
Oh yeah, no. So what I think I remember what I was saying. So, like, it was eerie as hell, like, during the pandemic, to be outside and things. Everything was just quiet. Like,
well, nobody doing shit.
Nobody was outside really. Streets weren't really, like, people weren't out driving
around. This is how
around.
horror movies start.
It was.
As crime went down.
Of course, everybody was in the fucking house.
Right? No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, and niggas was scared to come outside though.
Yeah. Remember early on, people was putting shopping bags over their faces and fish tanks and fucking helmets.
Right.
With face guards.
I'm like, bitch, what is that supposed to do? I'm confused. You about to fucking suffocate yourself, Brenda.
You looking at it like, yo, that's not how it fucking spreads. Like,
stupid ass.
Goalie mask over their face.
Walk around looking like Jason, like, I'm gonna make it out.
Nah,
niggas is serial killers.
Nah, when I was working at the retail place, the motherfucker came in with the he came in.
Not a hockey mask.
He came in bare face and then came up to the counter with a hockey mask. I'm like, yo, did you get that from us? Nah, nigga, it still got the tag. It was still got the tag.
It still got the tag on it.
Not still got the tag on it. I forgot to take this off.
My bad, y'all. I did not steal this.
And I was like, let me get your receipt. Like, you got a receipt for it? Like, nah. You got an email for it? I mean, come on, man. Like, they wouldn't let me in Publix because I ain't have a mask. So, come on. Give me $5.
The creepiest thing for me was like it would be the middle of the day and people would be. You see videos from people in New York in Times Square, and it would just be empty. Like Old Boy was, and 28 Days Later. It was I Am Legend with Will Smith.
I'm talking about the other one with the other one.
Yeah,
with the zombies. He was walking around
London, and it was like,
yeah.
Y'all hear that silence? That's
It's crazy. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, but like I said, it forced people to go back in time. I guess the saving grace was we had technology. We had the streaming services.
We could connect. There was some good stuff. There was some good stuff dropping on streaming networks during the pandemic when we went all in isolation because all we could really do was watch TV. People did start walking, like you were saying. People were outside. They were interacting with their neighbors more, even if it was from a distance. Remember the drive-by parties and functions during people's birthdays?
Yeah, they did that for my grandmother.
Yeah, we did it for my aunt and uncle. Celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. I think it's somewhere in the high 40s or it's 50.
Damn,
close to 50, probably 45. And they live at the end of a cul-de-sac, and it was cars lined up down the block, around the corner. He was waving.
Yeah, we did a Zoom thing for my grandmother for her birthday. And then they pulled up. Then the following year they pulled up outside the house. They pulled up outside the house, and while we were on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
But also a lot of people started.
Oh yeah, we did a drive-by for Key grandmother.
Yep. But yeah, that was actually a pretty interesting, like, a study. That was, not a study, but this advisory, again, if you want to find it, it's entitled The Epidemic of Loneliness and Isolation. It's a report from the Department of Health and Human Services. Mm-hmm. And the subtitle is The U.S. Surgeon General's Advisory on the Healing Effects of Social Connection and Community. So if you've dealt with, like, loneliness and, like, lack of like social connection, let us know. Send us an email at askwandapod@gmail.com. That's ASKWANDAPOD@gmail.com, and let us know about your experiences. Let us know how you coped with losing that sense of connection, if you did, if you're single, or if you live alone, or in some instances you have people who could feel alone in a house filled with people, or be in a crowd of people and just feel isolated.
Now that's the worst case of loneliness right there.
Yeah.
Being in being in a house full of people, or being with somebody
and just feeling alone,
and you just can't, and you feel like you can't talk to them because it's always gonna be it may be always judgment.
Yeah,
and you just don't have nobody to vent to.
Yeah. So go ahead.
But yeah,
that's Trey, y'all. In case y'all didn't hear him screeching in the background.
No, but I heard a saying about like venting to people. And it was like, yo, I stopped venting to people once I realized that vents go all over the house. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it was like, damn, you right. Well, depending on who you talking to.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know about your experiences with social isolation over the pandemic or just in general. Let us know if you learned something about yourself in that time of just being in the house or being out of, I guess, the mix, for lack of a better term. Any parting words, Shauna?
Hey.
No.
You've been on your phone for a minute, so I wanted to pull you back into the
make sure I had my questions pulled up.
Hey.
Okay.
Smoke weed every day.
And on that note, we're going to take our final commercial break, and we'll be back with Shauna's Q&A segment. Nigga, you fucking with the commercial break. You gotta be quiet so I can put the damn ads in. God damn it. Thank you, Shauna, for being silent there. I know it was hard for you.
God damn it, listen.
And now it's time for Boots's favorite
y'all.
Famous
Oh,
and
shit.
famous.
Oh shit! I'm
Q&A
about to say boots.
sick.
Word of the day.
Beeps, leaps, beeps.
Fuck both of you.
What's wrong, Boots?
Fuck the both of you.
I don't know. You didn't move me. I didn't see you there.
She trying to get a leg up on the competition.
I'm gonna get y'all niggas back when y'all least fucking expect it.
Ain't no half step.
I'm gonna get
Ain't
y'all
no half
asses
step.
back.
I ain't no joke.
I'm gonna get y'all asses back. Oh, y'all just wait. Oh, you sons of bitches.
Step into the bed, son. Step
I'm
into
gonna
the
get y'all
bed,
asses
son.
back when y'all least fucking expect it.
You gotta catch us first.
God damn it.
You be limping along. Like
Stepping in the name of love.
in the Buddha love.
Fuck all of yous. Y'all just wait. I'm gonna get y'all asses back.
Step, side to side.
Get you sons of bitches
Spin
back.
around. Hold your crutch.
Right foot stomp, left foot slide.
I hate y'all so damn bad.
Not the Tootsie side, the booty slide. That first
Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't never been shit.
line.
Y'all ain't never gonna be shit at all. Any fucking way.
Go ahead, put your best foot forward.
Chase, just bite them. They picking on your mommy.
No, we just trying to take a step in the right direction.
Y'all picking on. They picking on your mommy.
I got a new episode title. Hold on, I'm gonna change that. It's not the supple pandemic of loneliness. The loose boot of loneliness.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. Oh, you laughing? That's funny, Trey.
You gonna be on punishment.
That's funny,
You gonna be
Trey.
on
I wasn't
punishment.
laughing at you. I wasn't punish your ass till you graduate from college the second time. I wasn't laughing at him.
Yes, you was.
And then maybe you can
He was
hop across-
laughing with you.
And then you
I
can
was
hop across the
fucking
stage with
laughing.
him.
You wait. I'm sorry. I punish your ass till you got your own children. I'm sorry. Before we get started, if y'all have any questions or stories that y'all want told on the podcast, asked on the podcast, y'all can reach us via social media. Oh, well, first of all, y'all can reach us via email at askwonderpod.com. I'm at gmail.com. I'm sorry. askwonderpod@gmail.com. That is ASKWANDAPOD@gmail.com. You can also reach us on social media. We are Wonderpod_ on Twitter and IG, and we are Wine and Audacity Podcast on Facebook. Let us know if you want to be anonymous, if you just don't give a fuck, if you want us to put your whole name out there, because, you know, who gonna check you, boo? Anyway, so the first question for this episode comes from the toxic Reddit thread that I came across on IG, which is pretty much the damn asshole thread, but just on Instagram. So this question was quite interesting to me. I already got my answer to it, but I had to see what y'all would say about this.
Okay.
All right, so the title is, "Am I the asshole for making one slightly suggestive joke to my friend's daughter?"
Oh shit.
Go ahead.
I, 45 male, have this friend named Anthony, 45 male. Tony has a 19-year-old daughter named Jenna. This past July, my wife and I invited Tony and his family over to our house for the evening. So they came over, and for the most part, we all had a good time. Jenna came dressed up in a blouse, but she left the lower buttons of her blouse unbuttoned so that we can see her midriff. Where it all went wrong was near the end of the night. Jenna is definitely in the stage of her life where she's trying to act sexy in front of older men. Her blouse was low cut enough that if I was standing up and she was sitting down, I can see down her shirt and I can see her entire body. Anyway, our conversation shifted towards Jenna's experience in college so far and her goals for the future. And by this point at the night, I had had 1.5 beers. So I jokingly told Jenna to keep her blouse unbuttoned and she'll have a hell of a time with her male classmates. That was literally the only thing I said that could have been taken as inappropriate. Yet Tony and his wife just glared at me, and their daughter was just sitting there blushing, and she frantically buttoned up her blouse. I got into a short but vicious argument with Anthony and his wife, and eventually they just grabbed Jenna and they stormed out of our backyard in anger and disgust. Anthony has completely taken himself out of my life now. He's blocked me on Facebook. He goes out of his way to avoid driving too close to my house, and he never ever answers my calls, and he never replies to my text messages.
You're surprised at this?
That's what I said. That's what I said.
You might have meant that shit as a joke, but nigga, you was making a pass at his daughter in his
That's
face.
what it sounded like to me. In front of your wife. In front of your friend. I don't give a shit what she had on. Like, if you've been my friend all these years, that means I look at your children like my nieces and nephews.
Kinda.
So I'm somebody make a comment like that towards Trey, I'm swinging on him. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's weird.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It's weird as fuck.
But no, it is disrespectful because it's like, yo, you trying to say my daughter a hoe? Like,
That's what it sound like to me.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, it's like, hey, yo, all right, that's enough.
Not you sending me. He got too much dip on his chip.
Not
like,
too much dip on this chip.
No, you got too much dip on your chip.
It's like, hold on, bro. You stepping on the bag, you stepping on the thin line. I'm sorry.
I didn't say nothing.
Kick your ass.
I didn't say nothing that time.
I'm sorry.
I didn't say nothing
But
that
it's like,
time.
yo, you walking on thin ice, bro.
Y'all ain't shit.
I didn't say nothing.
Y'all ain't shit.
My bad.
I didn't say nothing.
I realized.
After you said it, that you was stepping in the wrong direction.
Okay, that
I'm gonna kick y'all asses.
that one was a shot.
Yeah, that was a shot.
But I'm saying though, it's like hold on, player. Like, wait a minute, nah, that's still my daughter.
Right.
It's like, yeah, yo, but you can't get mad.
First of all, how the fuck you drunk off of 1.5 beers?
Yeah.
There's probably old dudes too. It's probably none of them.
Not even drinking old dudes.
Tell us some, I'm feeling this. Nigga, they feeling sugar because they shit else in the sugar and the hops. Just say no. Be responsible drinkers.
Yeah, yo, don't. Yeah, you I'm sorry. Sometimes, like, yo, when you when you talk about somebody's kids, yo, yeah, you walk in like a very shallow road, right?
Yeah.
You know? Because either way, you can it can be harmless fun, but then then it's like, yo, you step into the bad side, like, my nigga, that's still my daughter.
Yeah.
I reserve the right to fuck you up. Just be glad I'm avoiding you.
Right.
Because I could
hit you in your
fuck
fucking
you
mouth. Yup.
Like, yo, listen. I mean, I know people going, yo, they don't play with three things: their time, their children, and their money.
I mean,
so, yo, stop. Mm-hmm. Like, all right, so, just be glad that you got off with him avoiding you and him going out his way to not see you.
Because he could have sucker punched your ass in the moment.
Yep.
Kicked you in your mouth.
That's what most fathers would have done it over their daughters, grown or not.
But and it's like, and I understand like that middle ground, because it's like, yo, she 19, but at the same time, that's still my kid, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
Don't like, not that one. Not that one. Like, shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
he might have had a better chance of making a joke at his wife's expense. But it's like, yeah, not
right. But
not
even
that
still,
one.
with the kid, yeah, that's a slippery slope, brother. Yeah.
Nah, I'd hit you in your throat.
Like, not that one, bro. Not that ain't what you want. Mm-hmm. You gonna walk over. You gonna limp back.
Well,
Cham. I just got my feelings about that. Like, nah, don't be playing with kids. Don't. And I understand she fucking grown, but nah. No, I caught this shit. I'm just like, know both your asses.
I didn't say nothing. It took me a minute to catch it, but
Come on, Clint. You gonna walk over. You gonna limp back.
I hate the both of y'all.
I didn't say nothing.
All right, so the last question comes from Brandon's favorite thread.
Oh, here these heifers go.
The 6 brown chicks. All right, so I'm a vegan. I work out. I love yoga.
I'm done.
I'm one with nature, and I don't believe in condoms.
I'm really done.
Sex should be pure and raw so the two lovers can intertwine and procreate. I feel that men punish me for my choices. I'm 33 and I have beautiful children, a set of twins, age 3, a 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 9-month-old. Their fathers are not involved, but I'm dating a nice guy now and want to settle down with him. I mentioned marriage, but he says I have too many bodies under my belt. Why do men hate me because of my natural sex life? I wasn't catching bodies with my kids' fathers. I was making love to them. How do I convince him that I'm done dating and that I want to give him a baby and get married? I deserve a family man and my kids deserve financial stability. He can step up and answer my prayers. Advice.
You might have to let that one go because, again, if a man sees you as merely just by the people you slept with, he doesn't see you as a person. It's not somebody you should be engaging with.
Nope.
Step one.
Because how do you want a virgin but then get mad when a woman has sexual experience because she's had multiple partners?
Right.
How'd that work?
No, I think that it's like, okay, you believe that. First off, the fuck you being a vegan got doing anything?
I don't know why.
Like,
she thought the
this is like
I guess she all natural.
all natural. Oh Lord, that means she might got a wolf pussy. Just.
My name is Russell. I'm a wilderness. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm like, first off, I don't understand the whole veganism, like, you know, you being a vegan and you being like doing yoga and shit like that has nothing to do with
natural,
like with your what you think, like, yo, you feel as though the sex should be natural. Okay, that's fine. It is. Natural and bro, I mean,
you don't like condoms. You don't like condoms,
right?
I mean, that's your
The
prerogative.
baby, you ain't gotta have a baby by everybody. God damn.
Yeah, that's true.
But at the same time, there's other way. You don't want to use a condom, but there's other forms of contraceptives that you can use now. But you're upset.
But if she ain't gonna use condoms, she damn sure ain't gonna use birth control.
True shit.
Because it's not natural.
That. So, but I say all that to say is like, yo, you live how you live, and you living in that. That's fine. But you can't be mad at the way somebody else reacts to it. Like, yo, he gonna be with you. He cool. Like, he cool with that. Like, he's okay with that. He's okay with that. But yo, he may not want to marry you. Like, he don't want to marry you. Now you just gotta go find somebody that do want to marry you.
Somebody marry
Sound like
you.
it's not your person.
I mean,
somebody marry you. I'm telling you.
Go find you a Mr. Brady. Like,
Mr. Brady.
yeah, here's a story of a lovely lady.
Well, yeah, some people like blended families now.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, yeah.
or you find, because you find a dude that don't want kids.
The part that threw me off though was she's saying why are you dating her? Like, why are you dating her if she got too many bodies under her belt? That's what I don't understand, why men will call women hoes and whores and all this stuff, and you still laying down with them, and you laying down with them raw. Make that make sense. So you sitting here calling her a hoe. Well, what are you? You knew she was a hoe when you still put your raw dick in her. Make that make sense.
But I think the thing that also kind of threw me is it's like, yo, my kids deserve financial stability.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have it with
Stop
yourself.
having them if you can't take care of them.
I mean,
Yeah, like, so
You can't take care of them.
So you trying to rope a man that might have like a little 6-figure job, and that's able to take care,
Probably don't have kids of his own.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it is people out here that look for that.
I know a dude like that though.
Like
who
what?
got with a girl who already had 5 children
God damn. All right.
God,
with all different fathers. Well, she had a set of twins, so it wasn't all different. It was still like 4 different daddies. But she had like 5 kids with like 4 different guys, and he got with her, and they've been together for a long time, and I think they about to have a baby together now.
But I mean,
it's some out
it's
there
like, yo,
who will do
yeah,
it.
it's like, yo, get it
And
how you,
as far as I know, he ain't have his own kids.
so it's like, yo, get it how you live, but at the same time, you can't be upset that this man decides not to. Like, he decides not to. He don't want to deal with that. Like,
So it sounds like to me he's just passing time.
I mean,
Because why
he's
you been
okay.
dating?
I mean, well, because in that moment, like you said, it could be passing time, or it could be, yo, this the flavor of the month right now. This is what I'm into. Like, you are what I'm into. Do I see a future with you?
No.
Probably not.
Right.
But like, we here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, that's what they say.
But at the end of the day, it's like when you might have approached him with the idea of marriage, he's like, yeah, nah, I can't, like, not with you. Because he may have, he may have his own standards on, like, the woman that he wants to marry. She may, body count might not matter, but I think it's the fact that she has multiple children by multiple men, and it's like all the men that you know, pretty much all the men you had, like, we don't really know how many men you actually had sex with. We just know that the men that you did have sex with, you got kids by them. Mm-hmm. So that's what, 5, 6 kids right there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it's still that, like,
yeah,
it's still that, like, yo, you got 5 or 6 kids, and then it's like, yo, there's no telling how many men you went with. But see, you're taking it as you're being judged because your natural sex life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's like, bruh, like,
Go ahead.
he might got a limit on the body count, bro. Like, I mean, I don't believe that should be
that's your prerogative.
Yeah, it's like, I don't believe that should
Okay.
it should be a limit on the body count when you're dealing with people, because at the end of the day, like, the time of your life, like between 16 and, I don't know, this time you decide to settle down, yo, you fucking multiple people, because you trying to figure out, you trying to, like,
some people,
yeah, some people be like, yo, that, like, it's open because you being fruitful, you enjoying what they say, sowing your raw oats.
Yeah.
Like, you out here sowing them wild oats, bro. Like, listen,
I'm telling you, if people body counts was on their foreheads, baby.
The judgment, though.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, your natural body count, not that shaved ass number that you tell a motherfucker, like,
right.
Bitch said, yo, motherfucker said she said she only had 13 partners. This bitch had 42, and it's like, but that also brings that question. I mean, brings that question of what is too high and what is too low.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, your number might, your number might be too high for him. He like,
And that's not your person. It's not your person,
bro.
Right.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, we are going to wrap up this week's episode here. This very, very funny but informative episode we've done here. I was about to make another foot joke, but I'll pass because we've done enough over the past damn time.
Man, we're gonna have to get the stepping up out of here.
Fuck you, Aaron.
She wanna be stomping with the big dog.
If you have any questions for us,
if I come on this podcast by myself the next episode, it's because I just shot both these niggas here. Both of them. And the pinky toe. So we gonna all be some fucking booting bitches around here. You said booting bitches?
We gonna kick off the next show with a bang.
if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot them to us at askwandapod@gmail.com. That's ASKWANDAPOD@gmail.com.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell them to step on it and listen to the podcast.
Step on down.
Come on down.
Both of them, y'all. Both of them. Me and Chase gonna be hosting this podcast next week.
All right, y'all. Whew, we gonna put the good foot forward and get on out of here. Any parting words?
Fuck you, Brandon.
Parting skips, steps, shuffle.
Fuck you, Brandon.
Hey, yo.
Don't start.
Damn.
Don't start. Don't start.
We could have did the Cupid shuffle.
With that, we thank y'all. We love y'all. And we will be back next week with an all new episode. Bye, Boots. Bye.
Fuck y'all. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.